gold. Real assets, real value.
Good morning. It's Thursday. It's the 22nd of January 2026. It's the morning after the night before. And what a day it was in Davos yesterday. Of course, Scott Besson opened it all up by just opening the door a little bit for Donald Trump to come in and explain to them that their whole agenda, the World Economic Forum, the Davos crew, the global so-say elite, that's what they call themselves, their ideologies have failed. And they have no value moving forward. They've destroyed Europe. They've destroyed the UK. They've destroyed the United States. And those days are over. And Donald Trump made that very, very clear, that their Green New Deal and their net zero and climate change and polar ice caps melting and all the lies that they've given us, all they've done is destroy Europe, the UK and the US. And those days are over, and they're still now clutching at straws. Some have woken up already and are going, okay. And they now know they're up against it. Mainstream media are desperate to find a narrative because their whole narrative has been destroyed. And they're desperate to come out with something. But nothing is working. And we're watching Donald Trump. He is very much like a bull in a china shop. And he's backing into every shelf he possibly can. And lots of people are getting offended by it, which is really good news, because these people need to be offended, because what they've done is offensive. They've destroyed Europe. They've destroyed the UK. You only have to look in these cities. Look in London, look in Paris, look in Madrid, look in Milan, how they've destroyed beautiful cities and turned them into ghettos. The same in America. I've been over there. The amount of homelessness, the amount of destruction, the amount of violence. It's all because of pathetic policies by the so-say elite, which are coming to an end, thank God. Morning, Drew.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. France has asked NATO to hold joint military exercises in Greenland, according to French media citing President Emmanuel Macron's office. The move comes as US President Donald Trump ramps up effort to gain control of the Danish Arctic territory, citing security concerns involving Russia and China. Denmark and Greenland insist the island's status is not negotiable. Reports say France wants NATO-wide drills, which would require US participation to signal support for Danish sovereignty. Trump has dismissed European objections and warned of possible tariffs. Further raises tensions with the alliance.
This is all part of the movie. This is all part of the pantomime. And for me, it's entertaining to watch because I know what happens. And yes, the US does take control of Greenland. And yes, Russia does take control of Crimea. It's all been dealt with behind the scenes. But we're watching this movie play out. The funny part of this movie, when Macron is talking about NATO defending Greenland, but can we have some money from America, please, Mr. Trump, to help defend against you? This is the kind of intelligent politicians that we've got in Europe, that they're asking people like the US for money to defend against the US. You can't make this stuff up. And for those people who don't believe it's a movie, there's hard proof. It's comical. But I can assure you, what's happening at the moment, everything, whether it's Greenland or Iran or Venezuela, it's all to cover up and distract from the collapse of the old financial system. And they don't want you to know about the collapse of the banking system. And there's a very good reason why they don't want you to know. Because they don't want you taking your money, your pension fund, out of the bank. Because they need it to buy silver and gold to back their position, to be Basel III compliant. So if you take your money out, they've got nothing to buy with. And even when they do buy the silver and gold to back their position, they won't have enough money. So they'll go bankrupt anyway. And your money will disappear. Gone forever. I did warn you about this before. But all of the distraction is to take your mind away and your eyes away from the complete collapse of the old financial system. Are you awake yet?
Next up, Western-backed investigators in Ukraine have filed criminal charges against 9 suspects in a major corruption case tied to so-called green energy subsidiaries. Authorities say the scheme funneled millions from the state budget by billing for electricity that was never produced, allegedly from solar farms located in Russian-controlled territory. Anti-corruption prosecutors estimate the losses are more than $3 million and say the operation was led by a former senior official in President Zelensky's inner circle. Surprise, surprise, searches were carried out across Germany and Austria as part of the probe, while suspects deny wrongdoings. Investigators say the case exposes serious abuse at the highest levels of Ukraine's energy sector.
It's very, very easy to point the finger at Ukraine. And yes, we all know Ukraine is very, very corrupt. And you only have to look at the very, very basics of what the politicians' salaries are and how much their net worth is. Their net worth against their salary is something like 10 to 20 times. So how did they get all this money? But then don't just look at Ukraine. Look at the EU. Look at the UK. Look at elements of the US. They're all at it. All of the scams that the World Economic Forum promoted, net zero, Green New Deal, was all about providing extra income for the super rich and taking it out of the poorest people's pockets. That's called slavery. I'll leave you with that thought on Thursday, the 22nd of January, 2026. Don't be a slave. Stand up for your rights, because if you don't stand up for them, they'll take them away. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
These are the facts, not put out by mainstream media. If you want to know the truth, we put out the truth every single day, Monday to Friday. Saturdays and Sundays we spend with our families, as we should do. So if you want to know the truth, come to charlieward.com and see real news daily. And join the Insiders Club, which is live on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Noble Gold for those that are based in America and Canada. And for those in the UK and Europe, we have Orvesta. Get yours now. Charlies.gold.